Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to R Squared Technology. I'm your host Ryan, and let's get ready to SolidWorks. Happy hump day everyone. I hope your Wednesday is going quite well. Welcome back to yet another random tutorial where we are continuing this series from the Instagram page 3D Design Work. Their Instagram handle will be in the description below. Check them out, give them a follow, show them some love, and check out my Instagram as well and give me a follow, and of course show me some love. Now, we are continuing today's series with the ratchet wheel, which would arguably be the most complex part in this pawl mechanism assembly. So, with that, let's get started. Alright, so now we're going to begin the ratchet wheel. Now, something I noticed when I was looking over this part, double checking the dimensions, is there's a thickness to each spoke, if you will, versus this diameter point-to-point call-out dimension of 2 radii, and I've determined that one of them conflicts with the other, and you cannot achieve both. However, if you find out which one is which, and you can satisfy both of them, let me know in the comments how you did that. So, with that, let's get started. Front plane, Control 8 to bring it normal to. Go to the Sketch tab if you're not already there. We'll start out with a circle. We'll make the center point coincident to the origin, drag out. And then we will choose a smart dimension of 15 millimeters. Again, these drawings, as you notice in this series for the pawl mechanism, are all in millimeters. So, if you need to switch, come up to your options, choose document properties, units, and select millimeter grams second. But I'm already in that, so I'm not going to click OK. Now, the next thing we're going to do here is make yet another circle. There's going to be a lot of circles in this. And this one here is just going to be a reference of 39.14. So this dimension, you will see, conflicts with, right-clicking, switching to construction. This dimension conflicts with the rib thickness of 12 millimeters. You cannot achieve the radius of 10 mils on these fillets and a thickness of 12 mil and have both radii on this side and this side come out with the midpoint of the arc at 39.14. Just couldn't do it. So, we're going to do it this way. A little bit unique, a little bit technical and crazy. We're going to create a center line from here to here, and we'll make this next circle 180 mils. Then from here we can do a center line. Actually, we'll leave this center line here, and then this is where it gets pretty funky. We're going to do a 3-point arc, like such, and we don't want to make it, the relations are going to be as such. Make the center point of the arc coincident to this construction line here. Then we're going to run this. We want to select the midpoint of the arc and this reference circle here, make it coincident. This is going to be fun. So then we're going to make 3 3-point arcs, like such. And I don't want to choose the mirror command in this case. I want to be precise with this. So, we're going to give this arc and this circle a tangent relation. This arc and this circle the tangent relation. Then we're going to add some lines in. Don't worry, we are going to shape it up with more dimensions and relations here. Then, the first thing I want to do immediately is create the radius of 10. Yep. Then I'm going to make all 3 of these arcs equal. Then we're going to go from, I want to make, nope, actually let's do it this way. Let's get all our relations first. Everything is tangent, tangent, line to arc, tangent, line to arc, tangent, and we're almost there. Now we're going to add our angular dimension. This is going to be 60 degrees, but it's not fully defined because it needs to be 30 from there. 30 is half of 60. Now we're all set there. Now from here we can go ahead and add our additional reference geometry, circle, and let's add one more, the final OD here. This is going to be a diameter of 100, radius of 100 or diameter 200, and this is going to be a diameter of 240. And the final thing we're going to do here is a circular sketch pattern. Now normally you have an axis of rotation, but in this case, because I'm doing it in the sketch, you're going to need to click in this box here, choose the origin. We need an instance of 6. Make sure that display instance count is selected, and then entities to pattern. We're going to grab our arcs and lines. Don't worry about grabbing the circle since it goes all the way around anyways. And then we're going to select OK. Let's see, where is Waldo? You are hiding from me. So as I take a quick survey here, it was supposed to make, there you are. Keep in mind, this little 6 I'm dragging out here is the instance of our pattern. It's good to have that to remember. And we can change the parameter from here. If you choose not to select it in the properties, then you can't modify the instant count later as easily. So then we'll select OK. Now notice we're slightly underdefined, and to define it I'm just simply going to select this endpoint of the arc, circle, make sure that's coincident, and I'll choose this one over here, endpoint of the arc, circle, coincident. And now we're fully defined. And from here we can go to the Features tab, choose Extrude Emboss Base, and now we just need to select our regions. Another thing we're going to do is make sure that our end condition is midplane, my favorite, and our thickness is 15 mils. And we're going to do selected contours, or in my case, regions. Now notice something here. I had to select both of these because this is not a construction line. So let's close out of that and go back to the Sketch tab, select this, and 2 ways. Over here in the Properties for Construction, or you could right-click and toggle using this button here. So now let's go back to the Features tab, Extrude Emboss Base, and now let me reselect the regions and notice how it selects everything. Click OK, Control 8 to bring front view normal to. So now this these spoke thicknesses here, it calls out 12 millimeter. It is not 12 millimeter. In order to satisfy for these 2 points here, these radii, to be 39.14, you have to trade one or the other. No matter how I spun this, how I filleted it originally in a test, did not do it. So I'm going to satisfy that 39.14 because I think that's a funky dimension, and why not? But again, If you find this drawing and you can satisfy both dimensions, drop a comment of how you did it. So from here, we're going to go on to the teeth, as this is just a wheel right now and we need to make it a gear. So I'm going to select this face, go back to my sketch, and then from here I'm actually going to do, we'll start a sketch, and then in the feature tree over here I'm going to use the drop down arrow. I'm going to right click on the sketch and make it visible because I made this reference geometry here. Then the next thing we'll do is let's borrow some items here. So I'm going to choose Convert Entities, grab this edge, select OK. Then I'm going to make a line that goes from this quadrant of that circle to that quadrant. And then from here, I'm going to make a 3-point arc. Why a 3-point? You're going to see. And then I'm going to make 2 center lines, one that goes up to here, right click, select, another center line from here that goes to this end point of that arc there, and then we are given this angular dimension here of 15 degrees, and then we are given a radius on this tooth of 35. There we go. Now what we can do is we could make another 3-point arc here if we wanted to, like such, drag it up, and then I'm going to click on the arc, press Control, select this reference, and we'll make it co-radial. That fully defines this bottom arc. And now there's 24 teeth to this. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to make yet another circular sketch pattern. Again, I don't have a construction line as my axis. The origin is going to be the axis. Then we're going to come over here again. Also, we want to make sure that equal spacing is selected. We're going to change the inset count to 24. Entities to pattern is this profile here. Select OK. We're fully defined, and we have this external circle. Now what I can do, and here's the instant count again, I'll drag that out. Again, if we wanted to adjust it, we can do so. 23 or 24. Then we can exit that sketch. Now what I'm going to do is either choose the right or the top plane, doesn't matter which one. I'm going to hit Ctrl-8 to bring it normal to, create a sketch, then we're going to choose a center line, and we're going to drag out to infinite length, it doesn't matter what this is. We're going to exit the sketch. Now let's check something here. It looks like the boss extrude did not get extruded from the midplane, nor did it retain its 15 mil thickness, so we'll just quickly fix that. Then I will hit the spacebar and bring it back into an isometric view for a moment. And then we're going to right click and hide sketch 1. And now we're going to go back to sketch 2, selected in the feature tree, come over to the features tab, and choose extruded cut. Now I'm going to hit the space bar, escape real quick, sorry about that. We're going to choose extruded cut. I'm going to click in the graphics area, then we're going to bring the front face normal to. Now I have the end condition up to surface selected. I'm going to delete sketch 2 from the selected contours because we don't want this entire thing to be cut here. I want to choose just this region, and then its surface it's going to cut to, backside here, and then simply select OK. Now I can hide sketch 3, which is just an axis. Let's actually bring that back for a moment. We're not quite done with that. So we've got one of the teeth cut out. So now from here, rather than making this sketch pattern, we're going to choose a feature pattern. So in the Features tab, we're going to drop down Circular Pattern, direction 1. This is going to be our axis of revolution. It's going to be sketch 3, 360 degree equal spacing, 24, features, drop down, cut extrude. Now notice for this particular situation there isn't an instant count because it is selected from the sketch. But here's where instant count is controlled from this. And just like that, we're nearly complete. We'll hide sketch 3. Finally, we're going to add a chamfer. So under the fillet command under the features tab, chamfer, we're just going to make it a 1 mil chamfer. It doesn't specify in the drawing. Select OK. And then the final thing we'll do here, right click, choose drop down, and the entire part. We'll make some variant to blue. It looks about that color, maybe a little darker, about there. Select OK, hit Control S, spacebar, bring it back isometric, and there it is, the spur gear. So again, if you can figure out how to make the spoke thickness 12 mil and satisfy a 39.14 point to point between the midpoint of this arc here and this arc here, drop a comment below. I hope you learned something from this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next Wednesday where we only have 3 parts left, and then we will make the entire assembly. Until then, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.